Racial profiling refers to the discriminatory practice by law enforcement officials on targeting individuals for the suspicion of crimes based on race, ethnicity, religion, or national origin. Since the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, profiling has taken a different turn. Now police is not concentrated on the usual criminal activities that required some sort of profiling. Law enforcement agencies have a new enemy, better trained, and sometimes with better weapons than some police departments. Police officers throughout the country have been using profiling as another tool to combat this new enemy who has infiltrated our society. But behind these practices are some human and social factors that we have to take into account, such as training, attitude, and persuasion of the police officer. The first cause is training. One of the largest problems that law enforcement officials face at this time is the topic on immigration laws. The Bureau of Immigration and Customs Enforcement has trained and deputized local law enforcement as federal immigration officials. However, some argue that local law enforcement officers are not immigration experts, and that local police are there to protect and serve, not to intimidate. In 1999, President Clinton ordered law enforcement agencies to begin gathering statistics on race, ethnicity, and gender of people in question, search or arrest. However, the vast majority of police work in this country is done by local and state agencies, which are unaffected by this presidential order. Some officers in these police departments are not necessarily the best suited for the task on immigration enforcement, due to the lack of training aimed to develop the knowledge and attitude that comes with the job. The second cause is attitude. Some police officers are aggressive towards the immigrants because they grew up in a community that repel individuals from other races and backgrounds. However, not only the Hispanic community is experiencing this vicious cycle of profiling. Proponents of this view argue that African Americans may be willing to act differently to officers, which may provoke more harsh treatment from the officers simply because they perceived disobedience of their authority. The officers may be motivated to act in an unprofessional way due to several influences, like affiliation to groups or the power that the badge and the weapon. Final cause is persuasion. Police officials have tried to justify racial profiling by citing higher crime rates for blacks than whites, or other similar comparisons. But the role of a police officer is to be a leader of a community, because their actions are always accounted for. Therefore, these behavioral problems are created because of group influences. For example, the town that doesn't welcome immigrants, and for that reason officers think that anybody of a race different than theirs is up to no good. In conclusion, negative and probably inaccurate stereotypes are bias or prejudice, which may lead to racial profiling. However, human stereotypes and profiles are basically rational categorizations and sometimes necessary to get the job done. Therefore, a well-trained and informed police force will not have to use profiling as a tool, which is separating communities throughout the country. The interaction of new citizens and law enforcement officers could influence the next generation, because we came to this country to have a better life, not to be scared or treated inhumane just because we looked and talked different. Thank you very much.